Hello friends, how are you? Do you remember that a while ago I showed you a mini painting booth? Well, the need increased the number of jobs and the volume, and I ended up building this one. It was a simple structure made entirely with pallets and now I'm going to show you. It's 2 meters, 2 by 2 meters. We're going to go in and see. It works well at the level. Amateur, hobby relief, or something that paints. I paint small things, so it really works well for me. Then I made a door. With 2 panels here, there are 2 little doors. I also used the pallet. Here I'm going to go into the booth. There are some shelves to store things, store paint, thinner, solvents, etc. And here I end up putting a table, and I cover this table with some paper so it doesn't get dirty. And when I need a little more space, let me take this away from here. Just a second. Yeah. When I need a little more space, I lift the table here and I open up more space. So far, nothing special. So I used a filter here. There's an exhaust fan, actually. An exhaust fan with a pre-filter. And to give you an idea, look at how much dirt this filter holds. I'll take it out later to show you the exhaust fan. A normal extractor fan, one of those used in kitchens and such, and you are sorry. I'm exhausted. I think it's 40 centimeters. I'll confirm for you after I talk. It's not a professional extractor fan. It's not an extractor fan that should be used. For those who have a carpentry or car paint booth, that produces a large volume of mist, it works. Like in my case, I paint small parts. I use most those like this. This is Model 5, so it's almost an airbrush. It's almost a hierarchy what I do here. So for me, it works well. And it perfectly follows that parameter that says you have to. 40 seconds after you stop producing mist, your exhaust fan must have left your environment clean. And mine is working in that sense. Also, to amplify the capacity of the exhaust fan, I put here a kind of hood. Made of cardboard, I improvised a cardboard hood here. It can also be easily removed if necessary, to make something a little higher, but that limits the height of the ceiling. And you will see there a test that I did with smoke. To test the whole system. See the excerpt there. Well, going back here, so I did for the ceiling. I put a simple ceiling and a 3mm MDF there on the ceiling just to finish closing. And besides that, that's it. It really is very simple. I wanted to draw your attention to one thing, which is this electrical installation that I did here, the lamps and everything else. As I told you here, I had very low fog production. It is very important to check later with the technician, with a recent person, someone who understands the subject of painting booths. See how this electrical installation has to be done. And if it is a painting booth, a little more. Drone, which will use more to produce more fog. This is because the gases that are produced, the fog that is produced is highly, not only toxic, but also highly flammable. So, a small spark can cause a big disaster. So it's necessary to check this too, in my case here. There really is no problem. The biggest issue is to really get rid of all the smell and not let it rise to the rest of the environment. And don't reach the neighbors either. Well, outside here I made a chimney. Well, it's a little dark, but I think you can see it. I made a chimney with using a simple structure of wood and cardboard. I made several layers of that corrugated cardboard, and I held them together with glue and tape. So the chimney works perfectly. The smell doesn't come back. On the outside I made a trim for this chimney, and everything is fine. Here I did. I'll try to show you. At least that's it. A little dust is falling here because of the carpentry too. I just took it off. Great. Ready. Now let this out. Let me put it here on the floor. This here, look. This drawer is full of charcoal. It works like a filter. Inside there is a pre-filter, and here it is just to hold the solids so it doesn't go to the exhaust fan, and here is a charcoal filter. I'm even using here at the moment, I'm using common charcoal. But the ideal is to use activated charcoal, so it's a small, like a drawer where I have, I have 2 screens, one on each side, and it holds the charcoal inside. The common charcoal was a tip from a friend who also has a painting booth. And it removes maybe 70% of the bad smell, and so far I haven't had much of a problem with my neighbors here. So look, it's a structure and here it comes in. You won't be able to see absolutely anything, so there's no point in me even showing you. And here all the air the extractor fan removes from the environment passes through this filter and goes up the chimney and out into the street. And when you get there, it's a very windy area, so I haven't had any problems here. Complaint from my neighbors, but remembering that my fog production here is small. So I'm going to take mine off now. My pre-filter, and I'll show you the result. Both of the dirt accumulation and my exhaust fan, okay? So I'll be back in a bit. Well, here we take it out. The pre-filter of my extractor fan is a 40 centimeter extractor fan. I just did to confirm. And as you can see, look, it still sticks a little bit. Some dirt gets to him, but you can see that there's nothing stuck to it, just dust. Completely loose here. You can see then that this doesn't cause any major damage. Well, if you look back there, the engine is pretty clean and everything. There are no lot of accumulations of dust, and you will see here. How is my filter? My pre-filter. It's a box of wood. Back here is wire. I'll show you some photos too. That is better in here. This is an acrylic blanket, okay? You can see, look. See how it works. But all the time it is necessary, I clean it sometimes. You can actually clean it sometimes. It's pre-filter, and after some time it doesn't, then it really has to be changed. This whole blanket is stapled here, but it lasts a long time, and that really. And it helps not only to eliminate the issue of bad smells, but mainly it helps protect your exhaust fan. This pre-filter can also be used. I think it's valid to use even in carpentry shops, or maybe even in kitchens. I think it's super valid because it really leaves the exhaust fan in better condition, right guys? So that's it. You've already seen this workshop, this paint booth actually working. Here, as I told you, I folded the table. And then there was all this space left. It has an internal space of 1 meter and 80. by 1 meter and 80 approximately, with 2 meters and 70 high, 2 meters and 60 high. So it's a very cool sized paint booth that you can have there in a little corner. So it really is like this. The question is, analyze the exhaust demand. That will depend a lot on what you need. I would need to put an exhaust fan here. Gigantic or high-powered like you need in a booth. For automotive painting, for example. If you have any questions, you can use the comment space to ask. I can contribute with something else. Share the video, click like. If you liked it, you can comment, you can criticize. Criticism is always welcome. Participate there. A hug to everyone, and until the next video.